This is how you know that these recordings do not perfectly line up, because in no way does the beginning of this page start with, "Oh my god, look at my baby!" And I'll start with a picture of the character, though. It makes me really happy. So, Claradin Braidbeard, 103 years old in the working year. And working year is just the year to which I have made a timeline and figured out stuff. After that, you are shot in the dark. I can't tell you what's going on. Born in Demassé to a family of proud dwarven miners, Claradin learned from a young age the trials of mine life and their lack of interest in it. Following in the footsteps of their elder cousin, Bibbin, Clara and his best friend Vespa joined the local branch of the Adventurers Association at the young age of allowed to take the qualifications test. The duo passed with flying colors despite their youth at the young ages of 30 for Claradin and 28 for Vespa. They were assigned to a mine away from their families when they determined the pay to be better, and distant relatives mentioned that the mine was becoming unsafe due to monster attacks. This new position would last for 12 years, with each new mine expansion bringing new monsters. During the 8th year, Claradin's cousin had a child, which they named after Vespa, as she had saved its father's life after all, and the event scarred him into proposing before he died. So I expand more on this in Vespa's thing, but I'm like, yeah, no. You're gonna terrify our cousin into proposing. Sorry. After the mine breached an ancient ruin, it was closed down as an archaeological resource for the kingdom, and the miners and their families had to relocate. During this time, Clara and Vespa, as well as the cousins, went to stay with family at the mine they grew up in. The mine, located very near the capital, was as dull as a doornail, and the guards are twice as rusty, according to Vespa. Though Clara didn't disagree much, so they looked for work in earnest. The cousins settled in the capital, finding jobs in the mine and capital quarry. Cousin Bibbin had left the mines for a job with a local lord. He was a suitable position to get Clara and Vespa hired as guards for the lord's merchants. The pay was very good. After a while, though, Vespa and Clara noticed some discrepancies. Bibbin told them to leave alone. I did not write alone there. I wrote a go. I'm gonna fix that quick. Okay. In their younger years, Clara might have listened. As a now 50-year-old veteran guard, they knew better, and Vespa had never been blessed with the ability to listen. This led the duo down a slippery slope, from looking in unmarked crates to secretly reaching out to members of the Wayfarers Association while on a delivery out of Demassé. As the Wayfarers were a fledgling group confined to the shallows around the capital of Goldine at this time, Jean Oakgrove, the founder of the Wayfarers, was personally involved in this heist, which gave them the evidence to bring charges against the Lord's merchants. Outside of Demassé, their operation was crippled. Within Demassé, the government insisted on carrying out their own investigation, as they should. After a great show of faith from the royal family, the operation continued as usual. Except Clara, Vespa, and a few others were now secretly employed by the crown. We can forgive them. After more than 2 years of gathering evidence, the crown finally made their move. The ensuing court case stripped the lord of his title and lands, dismantled his business, legal and illegal. Charges were brought against many of the people in his household and employ, including Bibbin. Sorry, bro. With the revelation that Clara was directly responsible for helping gather the evidence against Bibbin as well as testifying against him, the family was in turmoil, and nothing's more important than family. Clara and Vespa, so they were like 54 and 52 at this time, with their new adventuring party consisting of Minnie, who they had worked with under the Crown's investigation, left for the wide woods in search of monsters to slay and bounties to reap. Clara left in part to get away from the scandal in Demassé, partly because he thought he was a burden and strain on his family, and in part because he didn't want to go back to just being a guard when pay was so-so. After they settled in Glib, completing infrequent jobs with the wayfarers when hunting dwellers got dull, Claradin did hear from his family, including Bibbin, all of whom miss him and hope he finds time to visit. I like the fact that Bibbin is just like, no, I screwed up. I'm gonna accept that. Makes me proud of him. At 62, after living in Glib for 8 years, a Titan arrives at their cliff face and befriends Vespa, deciding to settle in the town with them and share her massive barrel of Titan ale. I love this person. 2 years later, Vespa turns the barrel into a tavern and tells Clara they should go home and see their families. Specifically, she said she was going home whether he came or not, and he should do so. So after a decade away, they return to Demassé with the Titan Eliza to see their families. At 66, he was Vespa's best man in her wedding to Eliza. At 72, words bad. At 72, a request for aid from Gobson sends their party to the southeast of the kingdom, where Eliza and Vespa find a new device, Magitech gauntlets that allow Eliza to become, major air quotes, human-sized. And a new cause as the region sustains consistently high damage from the dwellers during the blue moon. Eliza becomes a sensation in the rink and garners support from the royal family to build an outpost in the area as well as shelters from the dwellers. The Hollow Barrel Tavern is left in Claradin's 74-year-old at this time care when Vespa and Eliza permanently relocate to Gobson. The couple and Claradin visit frequently and occasionally still work together, though they are mostly enjoying their semi-retired lives. They have a lot left to live. I'm not about to BS anybody on their ages. Claradin can often be seen with flowers braided into their beard. These are gifts from the herbalist Paul for rheumatism, which they staunchly refuse to admit they have. Their russet hair has light blonde highlights, which they say are due to stress from Vespa wearing them for years. Zeke, you are so rude. Pardon me, I apologize. Zeke! No. Come here. Come here. Come here. No shouting. No shouting. Well, all right, let me finish this description right quick, and then I'll go look at what you're barking at. They prefer plain clothes, though the peak of lace under the sleeves can be seen from time to time, especially when they aren't adventuring or anticipating trouble. They can be seen acting as a bouncer on some of the rowdier nights at the tavern, which friends say is just their excuse to get a little rowdy themselves. Paul frequently visits to play cards or other games and be entertained by stories from the staff, insisting they should all come spar with her soon. Claradin is the most frequent acceptor of this offer. Alright, I'm sorry you guys had to listen to the little, you're not that little, the puppy bark. But yeah. Hooray! We read it all. That was a lot.